28th of March, and it's the Peace Act Sheffield, which is a day that's been organised to help promote the message that youth violence is just not acceptable. Now, I must point out, Sheffield doesn't have a significant problem with knife crime, well, no different from any other part of England, but there's a significant problem with violence throughout the UK, and really, me being based in Sheffield, and I'm part of the Knife Awareness Project, who are based in Birmingham. It's a joint coordination between the two cities to try and get the message across to different communities, because as we know, knife crime affects all sections of the community, and it's just me in my position as a Muslim, I'm able to access the Muslim community here in Sheffield and try and get Muslims and non-Muslims and other faiths together to try and get that message across, that by working together we can work together to help prevent it.
So no, my style sucks, yeah? We're here for the second Peace Act in Sheffield. As you know, man was there with Little Chopper at the one in Birmingham. Man's doing the thing for the youths, drop the knife, save a life, you get me? Little performance, man's doing a couple songs going back to back and that. All for a good cause, you get me? Birmingham thing.
Put your hands in the air if you came to drink champagne and not riding that. Man stand behind the girl and squeeze that. Check T60 your drink, get leaner. Got ladies from here to Antigua. Let me see you shake it like a Latina. Your waistline like you Shakira. Drop on my wave like I'm a Marina. Come to the bar, I'll buy the tequila.
Yo, it's Slim Blues.
And I'm SD Phoenix.
And the 10th Planet
10.
And yeah, man, with us there, man. The Peace Act, we're up in Sheffield right now, man. Big up all the Pitsmore. S2, S3,
yeah. Big up all the artists then that have performed so far, and we soon perform, so we're soon there on stage, you know, just to spread the peace.
We just come from God, man, to just bring some peace, like you say, man, and bring some nice vibes, you know.
Trust me, surreal, man. 10th Planet.
Music runs through my vein, so I guess this is my destiny. Yo, I'm free, no hook, like I'm swimming in the sea. And I've always been a captain, never been a guy that was down with the acting. Daddy was a host, my uncle was a DJ. I don't mean to boast, but music's in my DNA. My daddy was a host, my uncle was a DJ. I don't mean to boast, but music's in my DNA.
That's how it was, never felt so alone. Knew the cause of my pain, but still I wanted more. I was lost and confused, I was trapped, couldn't move. For the real me had gone, who am I forgot. Didn't want to speak, so I kept it on and tried to write it in.
Yeah, here we are at Peace Act. Come down repping for the Sheffield people then. You know what it's about, unity. You all need to pull together. You need to put the knife down. You need to teach the youths them wrong from right. I'm going on now, but yo, I brought my kids. Come kids. Say wagwan to the cameraman. Wagwan. And then say peace.
Peace. Pitching and every my vision and every was revolution and every my crew that was ready and deadly with many jewels. Inside the dungeon is a school, curriculum for the most high, we still learning the rules, taught to the drums. All my brothers is in the slums to hear my words louder than guns. Follow me building the continent, honestly I don't want to begin the poverty. System got us locked down, so obviously trying to make power moves, repatriation like the prophecy. Government start watching we, satellite on your property. If you start making monopoly money, yo this shiznit's funny. I'm from Zritan, we talk Zinglish, to call us Brummies. So yo.
My name is Craig Pinkney, I'm representing Real Action UK from Birmingham. Today we're here supporting the Knife Awareness Project Peace Act 2015. We're here in Sheffield supporting the cause. It's been a good event so far, so good. I'm about to present next. The presentation I'm delivering is called Escaping the Trap. I'm really going to be looking at a unique story, and the unique story is really from an individual that lost his life, but the individual that took his life is the individual that I'm utilising his message to give to the young people of today. I'm going to really kind of go into what knife crime actually looks like, and then really most importantly looking at the purpose of education and why education is important. When we go into prisons, when we go into pupil referral units, when we go into any institution where individuals are in there for a long period of time, they all say the same thing: stay in school, listen to your parents, and engage with people that are in the community that are willing to help and willing to support you. So Peace Act 2015, let's go. I hate seeing mothers and fathers crying because they don't know what to do with their children. You know, when you're not listening and you're making mistake upon mistake, making choices upon choices. Your mum, your dad, guardians, grandparents, whoever it is or who you've been brought up with, regardless, are upset because they don't know how to deal with you. You're not listening, you're not going to school, you're not doing the right thing. I hate seeing that of parents. I hate having to go to hospitals and my phone rings up about 1, 2, 3 in the morning, as it tends to in most nights. It says, "Yo, Creed, someone has got shot." That tends to what? That's the message that I tend to get on my phone at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, or that phone call that, you know what, someone's about to shoot me, someone's about to stab me up. I'm scared to go to school. I'm scared to go to college because them man or them girls are gonna rush me. I hate seeing that. And most of all, I hate going to funerals. I see a lot of young people get put in caskets. I see a lot of young people get put 6 feet deep. And I hate having to see what parents go through when they have to bury their children. So my message for you all today is very simple. I'm not here to preach. I'm not here to act like your dad, your older brother. I'm just here to give you a little message. And with that little message is the hope that you take heed of what I'm saying. Because the reality is, when I leave and go back to Brum, you lot are still here in Sheffield. That's a reality, that's me being real 100%. But hopefully, something that I've said today and something that Ray may have said earlier might be something that you've programmed into your mind, that when you get caught up in a situation, you might think differently.
For me, violence is one of the drugs. People talk about drugs as in weed and alcohol and whatever. But violence for me, I see it as a drug. Why do I see it as a drug? Because some people just read about it in the Metro or in the free newspapers or watch it in the films or hear about it in the news. But I see the results of it week in, week out. So, like a day like today, I will jump on the train and I'll go to a place very much similar to this, very clinical, well built up, and I'll get to the reception and they'll say to me, "Oh, thanks Ray, do you want to come up to the staff room?" I'll go to the staff room and I'll look at who I'm speaking to that night or I'm working with on a one-to-one on that day. And I'll walk down the corridor, very much like this place, and I'll get to a classroom and I'll walk in. Just before I walk in, I'll look at the sheet and I'll see who's there. They're 12, 13 years old. It's an education department. In fact, it's a school, if you want to call it that. But it's not a school like you and me know, it's a school within a children's prison. And then I walk into that room and I see a 13-year-old, 12-year-old who's on a murder charge or attempted murder charge, and have just been sentenced to 15 years or 18 years in prison. But when I walk into the room, I don't see a murderer, ladies and gentlemen. I see his child. Ray Douglas, National Coordinator Anti-Youth Violence. You can catch me on @Gangology on Twitter. Just finished the session with the young people and adults, which was great, from Sheffield. Just talking about the kind of complexity of violence and how people get drawn in, not just on the knife crime gang perspective, but also on a wider social perspective. Ultimately, it's about self-actualization. You know, a lot of the environments we don't create. However, we don't have to allow them to shape who we are. So that was it. The message was, you know, don't become a product of your environment, produce your environment. And I went from a historical perspective right through to today. And ultimately, we as a community, and this is a great event by the way, we as a community need to understand it's our problem as a whole. It's not just because it's that individual over there, it's our problem. So our young people can achieve and maximize their lives.
Come to the bit, man, know again, that I can flow again. If you wanna link, man, hold on my blower there. All 9 coco, yeah, I gotta go again. If you never hit me the first time, I'll go again. Make the old school fans say whoa again. You're looking like you're written all time low again. I'm the guy and I'm sick and tired of showing them, and if you never thought I was cold, I gotta snow again. Weird, give me a set, give me the grinder. Shut up, I'm shutting it down, so every reminder.
It's a long road, that's how we go sometimes. That's how we go sometimes, yeah. This is how it goes, how it goes, how it goes sometimes. This is how it goes.
Yo, just performed at the Peace Act, in Sheffield. We're in Sheffield, man, we're getting about, man, but a nice performance still at the Peace Act. Shout out all the Birmingham people heading down, the Sheffield heads, Derby, the Stoke people, you know how it is, man. It's really got
10th Planet as well, man. Yeah, man, did the thing,
smashed it, man. Smashed it. Yeah, there's Castro coming into the picture right now. He smashed it on his tune as well. So
Yo. That's Castro Bay, yeah. It's connected.
I remember when crime was young. Seeing them infrared Bluetooth era nowadays and I found them spit bars. When I see them I see them a YouTube beggar. You think crime they grew up on trap, trying to portray it as a wolf runner. Don't know about getting gas to the time and got no error. Sidewinder on the life is set. Back then I was spitting that life and death. And top 10, but no tracks.
Yeah, I'm Darcy. What's going on? I'm here at the Peace Act. Just performed. It's brilliant, fantastic. Yeah, peace in the community. Definitely, the Peace Act is something that you should strongly support. As you know, there's a lot of things going on that that aren't really great for the community. So I think as a community, you can really pull together and strengthen that. So yeah, Peace Act. Peace.
Yeah, how you doing right now? It's Young Block. Right now I'm in the Peace Act. Basically, we're fighting against gun and knife crime and things like that. We just wanna see our youngers get positive and everything like that. We just think there's too much badness being put into the world. So I just want to see the little ones rise. I want to see the little ones do better. So that's why I'm out here. Youngers are playing football. Me, I'm about to get some good food. You get me? So it's all love. It's all good. I hope to see more of these people getting together and doing something positive. And that's what I think our community needs. People from London, Birmingham, Manchester, Wolverhampton, everywhere just coming together and doing one thing. That's what I call love.
Me and my thoughts, as I pause, I think of all sorts, racing of course. My mind's 1,000 miles per hour to the power of the time to devour our suppressors. Holding back society, education to lie to eat speech. Some speak with freedom in it, stay respectful to women. Peace and love that I'm giving, bringing in ideas for winning.